meters, turn right at Shinsu Seeding.
Bike racer and truck mechanic Guy Martin is exploring Japan.
Always had a fascination with Japan. I think I first came 12 years ago. You could have said, right, you're on Jupiter now. And I genuinely would have thought, yeah, you're right.
Guy's trip has already shown that it's a country that loves to conform, but knows how to rebel.
An amazing cherry blossom. Great job.
But it's also somewhere that's defined by its problems.
It has 1,500 earthquakes a year, and that's never going to stop because it's on 4 tectonic plates. Ageing population, right, and this takes some getting your head round, but they're selling more grown-up nappies than baby nappies, right? So that's an issue. And it is the only country ever to be nuclear bombed. Twice. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, and they get on with it because it's still the 3rd biggest economy in the world. So obviously America, China, and then we've got Japan, and they've been through all this, yet it's still the 3rd biggest economy in the world. Hang on, we need to learn a bit more.
So now Guy's heading deeper into Japan to find out how this resilient nation really works.
The illegal gambling den is just coming up on our left.
You'll get hands-on with its sacred traditions. Find out why the Japanese dine on poison.
I feel a bit squeamish watching that.
Discover the strange ways they relax. And join in with Japan's most hardcore celebration.
We come here to suss it out. We come here to suss out what makes the place tick. Hopefully we'll find out.
Like Guy, Japan's favourite drink is tea. But the cafes they serve it in can be rather unusual.
Konnichiwa.
Tokyo is the most densely populated place in Japan. Most of the megacity's 40 million residents live in small apartments. Few have enough space for what Guy considers one of life's essentials: a pet.
Now, boys, what's happening?
Pet cafes try to plug the gap. This one has micropigs.
Now, mate, are you coming up? What's happening, Bruce? You want petting and all, don't you, mate? You're all right, boss. Hey? Pets are sponges. They absorb their own stress. If you can come and have half an hour here on your way home from work, have a cup of tea, have a bit of a pet with a pig. No losers. Hey, whoa, you'll go over the handlebars, mate. Don't worry.
These computer game designers are visiting the pig cafe for the first time.
Have you enjoyed it today? Is it a good experience?
Just 触れて、触れ合えて、すごい楽しいです。
Spot on. Arigato. Thank you. Domo.
Guy's translator you is another first-timer.
What do you think? Can you see the benefits of it?
To be honest, I'm so happy to be here.
Honestly?
Yeah. They're so pretty.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's curl one off for you, mate. Better out than in. I reckon that's Tokyo done. And we've sort of got a plan in place. We'll have done about a 2,500 mile lap of Japan by the time we get back. I reckon.
And it starts 30 miles south of Tokyo in Japan's second biggest city, a place with a secret. The port of Yokohama, in part built on reclaimed land using earthquake rubble, is home to a corner of Japan that is rarely spoken about. It's a slum, supposedly run by Yakuza gangsters.
Hi, Guy. Delighted to meet you. I'm Tom Gill.
Tom Gill is a local university anthropology lecturer who studied this area for a decade.
I'm going to take you around the most notorious slum district in Yokohama. Are you up for it?
100%.
OK,
right,
shall we go?
Let's get cracking. Right, so this place is called Kotobuki.
That's right, which is
Concerned about standing out, Guy leaves his film crew behind and will instead discreetly film this unusual guided tour by himself.
We're just going through this little squalid tunnel. Squalid by Japanese
standards, yes. Now, I did hear you mention Love Hotel. Is that what that is?
Exactly.
Have you had a look in there before?
Yes, strictly for research purposes, of course.
Strictly for research. Tom, we like it, mate. We like it.
This is part of Japan that not many people get to see.
Now, this is great. This is great.
There are more than 30,000 love hotels in Japan, offering amorous couples some privacy in which to rest.
Yeah, this is a low-budget love hotel. It's got a characteristic musty smell. And this screen shows you which rooms are currently available. So, for example, this one, room 203, rest 4,500 yen, stay 4,800 yen. Only 300 yen less to stop for a quick one, compared with 4,800 yen for the whole night.
£35 a night represents very good value in a crowded city where privacy is hard to come by.
Hotel, no-tell.
Kotobukicho is considered to be the bottom rung of Japanese society. But a comparatively generous welfare system means by global standards, this is unlike any other slum in the world.
Got free Wi-Fi. Look how orderly, how clean the roads are.
Yeah, and take a look over here. You know, Japanese people, they love to garden. And even in a somewhat rough place like this, they'll still make an effort to have some greenery around them.
My word. I was expecting something very different to what I am seeing now. Look, there's a Porsche just driving down.
Could be a Yakuza, a strong possibility.
The Yakuza, the Japanese organized crime gang, are surprisingly easy to find in Kotobukicho.
Let's just pause for a second here. You see that building right there?
Do the grey building,
It hasn't got any signs on it saying what it's for.
It's not screaming at us in any way.
That is the current Yakuza headquarters. You can see that door is open there.
Yes.
I'm going to suggest that we just casually walk past it and you just have a quick glance inside as we walk past it, OK?
So here we go. Very plush.
Yakuza don't like to be portrayed as simple criminals. They like to consider themselves as a sort of alternative force for good. We've been noticed. I think it would be a good time to push off.
Yeah.
Let's just dive down this little alley here. A little bit of atmosphere for you. I've never seen a gun in Kotobukicho. I've seen a knife drawn in anger a couple of times. One time, a guy bit me on the head.
Right, OK.
He was very drunk. It was a display of affection that went a bit over the top.
Is that right? Yeah. So, Tom, go on, where to next?
So the illegal gambling den is just coming up on our left. And probably you should keep your camera hidden when we go in there. Here it is, behind this curtain here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the powerboat racing.
Yes. Do you think we should have a bit of a flutter?
Well, I mean, I usually do when I come here to look less suspicious.
Yeah.
I usually go for 1,000 yen. Would you like to chip in 1,000? じゃあ、平和島の7レース1、2お願いします。1、2? はい。
Tom and Guy watch the race in a nearby restaurant.
Here they are. They're approaching the start line. That is the start.
We need a 1-2 in this, don't we? Oh, no. The white's way behind.
Oh, dear. I don't think we're going to be able to buy a farm after this.
A way off.
It brings Guy's time in Yokohama's gangster town to a close. It seems that in Japan, even the slums are safe, clean, and hospitable.
That was the guided tour of a slum of a lifetime, really. I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked.
Is that in a
I just
good
need a bit. This
sense?
is in the best way. This is in the best.
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. What a place.
Guy Martin is on a 2,500-mile journey around Japan to find out how it really works. Of all the unique aspects to its daily life, the Japanese obsession with cleanliness is the one that Guy has studied closest.
I've been to Japan 3 times before and I've never dare use the bogs. To be honest, they've scared me because you've got that control panel on the side. And now I've come this time, and I thought, well, all in. I'm going to press the buttons. We've been here, 10 days now? Yeah, I'm nearly addicted to them. I'm nearly addicted. My trumping gear has never been as clean. You need to see with your own eyes what goes on. So you get on there, you do your business. Should we just go all in and go full pressure? You can vary the pressure, you're all nodding your heads. Right, boys, we're going to wick up the pressure. Look, dribble, dribble, dribble. Oh, wick. That hit the roof, I'm not joking, that hit the roof. So I just hope we've done that justice. I hope we've done that justice. If we can think of a better way to do it by the time we go home, we will. But at this point in time, end of engineering demonstration.
Guy's lap of Japan will continue south. His route off the mainland won't be by boat, it will be by road.
There we go.
As one of the world's biggest island nations, Japan has become an expert at building bridges. It has nearly 600,000 of them, including this record breaker.
Yeah, the Akashi Bridge, world's longest suspension bridge, 2.4 miles long, 1.2 miles between those two posts. It's about 500 metres longer than the Humber Bridge.
It took 10 years to build and cost £3 billion.
They're not bad binoculars either.
Not only is it the most expensive bridge ever built, but it's also the strongest.
Run out of money again. Run out of money.
In 1995, 3 years before completion, it was hit by a magnitude 7 earthquake, but the 100-storey towers stayed intact.
I mean, the two bits of land got 1 metre further apart after the earthquake, so they had to bolt a bit on the end. Yeah, what was the world's longest bridge got 1 metre longer.
And today, Guy gets to work on it. Inside the giant anchor point is a vehicle lift.
Bloody hell.
This is the commute to work for the bridge maintenance team. Guy will be helping with the job they do every day. Checking the bridge for rust.
Now, in a situation like this, real humid environment, surrounded by salt water, you're going to get a right load of corrosion. Just keeping on top of the rust is the biggest thing, isn't it? Keep its integrity. Bloody hell.
Be careful.
Yeah, it's good, it's good.
The inspection will be carried out using the bridge's very own built-in gantry crane.
Up. Up.
They're 100 meters above the sea.
Now, boy, you all right?
Today, the crucial supports under the South Tower are being checked.
The idea of this lattice work is to get rid of the twist. Like a Ducati chassis, isn't it, in a way?
The Akashi designers knew the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in Washington had been twisted out of shape by a 40 miles per hour wind. Scale models had shown that the longest bridge in the world would experience even stronger forces, because the wind would be accelerated as it funneled between the land on either side.
I mean, you get on the shore, it's not windy at all, but we're stood here. We must be like in some sort of Ventura or something. He's blowing a hoolie, isn't he, down here now?
The solution was triangular trusses of steel that would add rigidity, but would still allow the wind to pass through.
OK.
The downside is that there are far more parts to inspect.
Here we are.
2 million square meters of metal.
There's loads of little bits of rust darting in loads of places. So just escalate and then rust will make rot, and then, yeah, you've got a knackered bridge.
The Japanese word for rust is sabi.
Yeah, no big sabby, just little sabby. So little bits of rust, mate. Get up. OK.
Any problem areas are covered with a zinc-rich paint that inhibits rust.
Like you can see there, just paint on top of paint on top of paint.
The bridge company has a daily inspection schedule plotted out until the year 2100.
It's in Japan, they know what they're doing, don't they? They know what they're doing.
The Akashi Kaikyo Bridge shows the lengths Japan will go to in order to overcome its geography. But 250 miles to the south is a landmark to an even greater challenge the country has had to face. It is an essential visit for amateur World War II buff, Guy.
You know me, you've known me long enough now to know I'm right into the war job. Where do I want to go? Hiroshima. Come with me. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. She's a bit tram lined up.
Hiroshima was a thriving port, but it was also an important military base, and that made it the world's first atomic target.
This is the first time in the history of man a nuclear bomb was used in anger, 1945.
With World War II won in Europe, the Americans, on behalf of the Allies, sought a swift end to fighting in the Pacific. The B-29 bomber Enola Gay dropped an atomic bomb over Hiroshima. It detonated 600 meters above the city, creating a supersonic shockwave and a fireball. 140,000 people, 40% of the city's population, died.
The place was flattened. You know, it was that hot. We're talking 3,000 degrees. People were vaporized. You know, shadows on walls where they were, people had vanished, nothing left of them. Twist your mind. But these three trams, they were here when the bomb was dropped, and they have survived. I don't make a mountain out of a molehill, but something to make a mountain out of is the fact that 3 days after the bomb was dropped, these were all back in service. Right, hang on. The nuclear bomb has just been dropped over your city, and within 3 days, the trams are going again. Very Japanese. Just get your head down and get on with it. We could sit and bail about it. We could sit and hold our hand out. No. We're going to get the city going again. We're going to get back to work. Why did the Americans decide to drop a nuclear bomb on Hiroshima? Well, the conclusion they came to was, right, we need to drop a nuclear bomb because how can we fight with these people? How can we fight with the Japanese? Just for the sort of torture they was inflicting in their prisoner of war camps was just beyond. There was that. The Japanese Air Force had pilots willing to fly. Well, not just willing, they felt it was an honour if they were allowed to fly their plane onto the deck of an American ship. Kamikaze pilots. Their whole country is willing to die for their country. How can we deal with this? I know. Nuclear bomb. We dropped one on Hiroshima. Not a word was heard from Japan. Nothing. Not a word. 3 days later, dropped another bomb on Nagasaki, and still not a word from Japan. So they prepared more nuclear bombs. Anyway, another 3 days went by, and then, for the first time in history, the Japanese emperor went on the radio. And he said to his nation, we are going to have to endure the unendurable. We are going to have to surrender. Arigato. Summer's in it.
The A-Dome was one of the few buildings left standing after the attack, thanks to it being made of concrete rather than wood. It has been left and restored to preserve it as a memorial.
We've all said it, haven't we? It's a bit eerie. You know, getting off the tram and stopping and seeing that. Yeah, it stops you in your tracks, doesn't it? But what's it tell us about Japan? Yeah, it tells us that they're hardy. You know, 3 days later, the trams are back running again. That is a nation, that, isn't it?
Hiroshima is important in another way. Japan's mountainous forests leave little space for farming, so seafood forms a vital part of the national diet.
I always prefer an hour or two in the morning. An hour in the morning's worth 2 at night, that's what I reckon.
7 times more fish is eaten in Japan than the UK, but satisfying that demand is hard. Japan's aging, shrinking population means there are 60% more jobs than job seekers, and the fishing industry has been left chronically short of manual labourers. So recently strict immigration laws have been relaxed, allowing foreign workers like these from China, Vietnam and the Philippines to make up the shortfall.
We're in Hiroshima, or on a day's work, oyster picking is the first industry to adopt immigrant workers.
This oyster farm has 100 pontoons in the nutrient-rich Seto Inland Sea. Normally it has 20 foreign workers. Today, it's 21.
Here at 7 o'clock, straight to work, straight on it.
Work begins with microscopic oyster larvae homed on old scallop shells.
Me and a couple of the other lads had to go and put them in the water. Okay. Lost a fair bit of sweat.
Without foreign workers, businesses like this would fold.
To plug its labour shortfall, the UN say that Japan have got to import 380,000 immigrants every year for the next 30 years.
But with a population that is 99% ethnic Japanese, Japan has no immigrant tradition. There is little appetite to allow enough foreigners in.
But the Japanese government, they're only allowing 500,000 immigrants in over the next 5 years.
27-year-old Vien used to work in a T-shirt factory in his native Vietnam.
So go on, what's life like in Japan?
生活は綺麗です。楽しいです。
So you just come to Japan, earn a few more quid, and then go back to Vietnam. That's the plan. Then what are you going to do when you get back to Vietnam?
結婚します。結婚します。車買います。
Ah, good man, good man, good man. Okay? Okay. This is Van, my mate Van. We've been working. She's been pointing me in the right direction. Okay? She was over from Vietnam, 2 years into her 3-year visa. Is your family here?
Family?
Yeah.
Family was at Vietnam.
Oh, they're still in Vietnam. So you came here by yourself?
Alone.
In where?
I'm alone.
You're alone?
I
Are you?
have 4 boys.
You have 4 boys?
Yes.
You 4 boys?
4 boys.
My word.
One boy.
They genuinely seemed happy enough. They weren't slaves, were they? Ah, that's enough, right, OK.
Thank you.
No, thank you. There was no whips cracked, there was no guns to any heads. They do 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. Fair play. And then the boss took us to, here's one we made earlier, set up.
These are 2-year-old oysters. They still have a year's growth left before they are sent to market.
Bloody hell. There's your oyster, mate. I didn't take one look and think delicious, no.
Very good, very good. Professional.
Is that right, London? That'd be 50 quid's worth. Bloody hell.
The farmers don't recommend eating these oysters until they've been thoroughly washed. But back on the mainland, Guy finds a way to sample the local produce.
Oyster curry? You bugger, you'll do out here, won't you? Hey, come on, I'm going to give on a whirl. Doma, doma. Doma, doma. Oh, Scally Sam. Cheers, Duck. Thank you. Oyster curry. It's all right. Yeah? Spot on, mate. Get you some one. The Brahma, mate. Brahma. Right. Come on, follow me.
Guy Martin's exploring Japan, and it's dinner time. Here that often means seafood. In fact, the Japanese love seafood so much, they're even willing to eat something that's poisonous.
All right.
A dish so potentially deadly that the royal family are banned from eating it.
We've all seen the Simpsons episode with Homer eating poison, tasty fish, the fugu fish. Yeah, that showed me all I need to know, really. They had a map to the hospital on the back of the menu. I don't know if they do the same here. You'll know within 20 minutes if I'm going to croak or not.
Chef Taku had to pass an exam with a 70% fail rate.
And you've not had any deaths yet.
最初は慣れるまではそうですね。特に天然物とかだと。
You've got the eyes out, that's the eyes.
そうです。まあリラックス、まあ注意はものすごく神経は使いますけど、最初ほどそのカチコチになってやるっていうことはないんですね。
I just feel a bit squeamish watching that. It is 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. Japanese word for poison is doku. So doku.
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 So everything on here is doku.
Once the poisonous organs have been removed, everything that remains can be eaten. Guy will try it all, including the most challenging part, the shirako, meaning white children.
That's the fugu semen, meant to be the best tasting part of the fugu fish. The fugu's baby gravy.
10,000 tons of fugu are eaten in Japan each year.
She not 10 bob job, this boy. Hey?
And on average, 5 people die from eating it.
Can I... Okay. Yeah?
Guy's £50 feast starts with sashimi, the raw fish.
Nice. No sign of the poison taking grip just yet. But I think we're only 4 minutes in.
The feast continues with deep-fried fugu.
It tastes like chicken. Oh, my word.
A fugu broth.
Ah, there's the fugu. There's the fugu.
With grilled fugu to follow.
So what part of the fugu is this from?
エラ呼吸するエラから
Oh, the gills.
後ろのこの部分です。
In and around the gills.
側面の部分です。
Oh, is this the fugu skin?
フグスキン、フグスキン。
And finally, the pièce de résistance, the shirako.
So now we're on the sperm sack. I think I'd be saying that before I came to Japan. You're getting the detail of that, boy. There we go. That's not shabby. That's bloody lovely, that. I'm trying to put words to that. How would I put words to that? Spam. Real soft feel like spam. This is lovely. This is lovely. Am I going to take the recipe back to Grimsby? But if we've got this lined up next to large haddock and chips and peas, you know where I'm going, don't you?
Still alive, Guy heads to Japan's most northerly island to investigate a very different type of tradition. The samurai, a medieval warrior class who survived into the 19th century, taught honor and respect. Their values still underpin Japan. The samurai's iconic sword was seen as an extension of their soul. Known as katanas, they are still revered as sacrosanct. "70-year-old Korihiro Watanabe is one of the last 50 swordsmiths in Japan. He's devoted his life to making blades in the traditional way.
Konnichiwa, Watanabe-san. Thank you.
よろしくお願いします。
Today, he's agreed to let Guy help with his sacred art.
He's got me togged up. So it's going to show us what the crack is. Quite involved. 10-month job to make a saw. So we're going to learn a little bit today. So we're going to watch the master. Wait. Sorry.
This workshop operates under some very traditional Japanese beliefs.
火の神様が女性なんですよ。で女性が火の神様が女性なもんですから女性が入ってくるとやきもち焼くんですよね。それで仕事がうまくいかないの。私の弟子の頃には女性が入ってくるのを嫌がってました。まあ今も女性平気で入ってきますけども。
A Watanabe sword starts in the furnace, smelting so-called jewel steel together.
How do you know when it is the right time?
火花と炎が金色になるんです。
No thermometer in sight. No deep temperature probe to tell you what the core of the fire is. None of that caper. All done off sight and feel.
The white hot metal is easier to shape and must be hammered as soon as it's out of the fire. After repeating the process for 30 minutes, a rough sword shape starts to appear.
OK、すごくうまい。5年日本にいませんか。刀鍛冶になりますよ。本当にうまい。
I love Japan.
Good job.
I love Japan.
Watanabe's swords sell for around £11,000 and are collected by enthusiasts like rare paintings. But he is a perfectionist and still doesn't believe he has made the perfect sword.
Good.
Okay.
80点。
Oh, right, okay, we're a bit to go. Right, okay. Okay, what is next?
The next stage is to sharpen an edge into the sword. Once again, Guy seems to have the knack.
いや、うまいな。
Then it's the make or break moment for the sword, the hardening. The surface is covered with an insulating clay mix, thin at the cutting edge, thicker on the body. The metal will now heat up and cool down at different rates.
この焼き入れは今まで誰にもやってもらったことがないんです。でもあなたすごくセンスがいいので今回焼き入れに挑戦してもらいます。
Arigato.
The process happens in darkness, so it's easier to make an accurate assessment of the flame's color and temperature. 1 in every 4 swords crack at this stage through the stress of overheating.
The whole idea was to get it to the right temperature and then put it in there as fast as possible.
Rapidly quenching the hot sword in water will help harden it. It takes split-second timing and will only happen when Watanabe-san deems the moment right. For now, Guy is entrusted with the hot seat.
You see that brighter cherry towards the cutting edge and then a duller cherry towards the broader pad.
Crew translator Yu is brought in to help during this critical
手の
phase.
方ここにして。OK。少しずつ引っ張りなさい。
Can you pull the sword to you
Yes.
very slowly?
Yes.
もう一回奥に突っ込め。
Put it back
グッと奥に、
again.
グッと奥。OK。
Deeper, farther.
OK。もうあと何秒ですから。
A few more seconds.
はい。少しずつ
Yes.
少しずつ。
Pull.
歯を下にしてやれ。
Put it back.
歯を
Yeah, turn it around.
突っ込む。OK。
Further. Yeah,
早めに
further.
少しずつ振る。
Pull.
引っ張る。
Slowly. Pull.
もう一回。
One more time. Pull. Pull now.
よし、水の中。
Put it in
はい。
water.
OK。できてる。
Okay.
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 I'm leaking. It's fairly intense, that, wasn't it?
おお、入ってる。
Is that good?
グー。ここにね、名刀にしか出てこない。
This is good, this is good.
ほん
Okay.
大変素晴らしい。
What we've just done there has case hardened the tip way more than it's case hardened the body. Yeah, I think I struggled to do doing that off my own back.
The acid test for any sword is how well it cuts. Watanabe-san always uses metal. Guy asks the strongest member of his crew to do the honours.
Would it be okay to let Stuart, please?
あ、いいですよ。
Let's get the muscles on the job, eh? Yeah, the human body definitely wouldn't stand up very well to that.
どういう腕してるんだ。
They're not knots in cotton, are
機材
they?
もと。これ今までで最高です。
The curve has been steep today. I don't think I could add an invoice in at the end of the day. What about my hours, mate? I don't think I was that sort of help, was I? Love it. Love it. What an honour. Absolute perfectionist. And that's just the Japanese way. If that's what we do, that's what we do. To the absolute best of our ability. I don't think I've got the Japanese mentality. I would be the biggest jack of all trades, master of nothing. But Watanabe-san is the complete opposite to me. That he is master of one, which is sword making.
また一緒にやりましょう。はい、ありがとうございました。
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is time for Guy to have a rest, and a neighbouring town will be able to oblige. This area is famous for a natural phenomenon known as onsen.
An onsen, that's a Japanese word for natural hot springs. The water's fairly hot. It's 50 degrees C. We're sort of on a tectonic fault line, so it's like the heat from the body of the Earth is coming up through the least path of resistance, which is these cracks. And that's what you're seeing there.
For 500 years, onsen have been the country's favourite leisure pursuit. And today, people come to Nobo Ribetsu on holiday just to have a bath. Most of the hotels have hot springs in their grounds, guarded by friendly demons. Visitors are expected to respectfully honour them. Only then can you sample the natural delights, bathing in the hot water, naked.
Essential travel research. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I can see why they've been doing this for 500 years. I'm just giving a thorough appraisal of Japan's onsen system. Seems to be up to scratch, James. Up to scratch.
When the body absorbs the sulphur in this pool, it is said to stimulate the immune system and endorphin production while lowering blood pressure.
I didn't think this would be as good as this. God, you could die here, couldn't you? Couldn't you? You could just... then breathe. Hey, Duck. What's happening, Cocker?
Guy Martin has time for one last adventure on his 2,500-mile journey around Japan.
Hey, no, get your mate. Go on.
He's seen how the country's uniqueness is rooted in its traditions. Now Guy's going to take part in one of the most famous and dangerous of all.
How are we going to finish our Brahmin trip to Japan? We're going to go to a firework festival.
Summer is fireworks season in Japan, with thousands of displays across the country. One of the oldest is in Toyohashi.
You'd had a word with a few boys before we got there. Can we get involved in your firework festival? Because we've heard it's quite a bit of a do.
It's part of Shinto, a religion unique to Japan that believes ceremonies like this ward off evil spirits.
They'd done us a right turn, really. They'd let me get involved in the shrine carrying. I said, you what, boys? You what? I thought we were just coming here to hold a few sparklers or something.
The shrine has always been the centrepiece of this fireworks festival, and carrying it is an honour.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
You look really good.
I'll be dazzling, mate. And what do we reckon? We didn't have a set of scales there, did we? But there was 20 lads, with a lad sat on top of the shrine. I was one of the 20. Wasn't half a ton, but it was getting on that way. Hey, but I'm not backing out. I'm not shirking. I would tend to be a bit taller than the average Japanese fella, so it did mean I was crouching like... Go on, what's his name? From France, who the church got burnt down. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Japanese etiquette dictates that the shrine must be walked in front of every house so the local residents can see it.
So, a bit of sweat later, we get back. I'm leaking, mate. Great job, though, great job. And then we bless all the fireworks.
Fireworks from the 8 surrounding towns are brought to Toyohashi's temple. Each cannon is made of bamboo and straw. They contain so much gunpowder that they have to be packed at night when it's cooler. The Shinto priest purifies the fireworks so they can ward off evil for the year to come. A crowd 10 deep is led to the display area.
And then, before it got dark, the fireworks started. You know, you'd think you'd build it all up to the crescendo, to the big hookahs at the end. I'm like, no, we're not doing that job, boys. Really, what we're doing, we're starting with the big ones. Well, really, let's get it right. They started with the big ones and then finished with the big ones. And the in-between was big ones.
Each of the 8 towns has their own routine. It's a chance for young men to show off the self-control required by Bushido, the ancient Japanese warrior's code of honor.
A bloke lays over the top with his shirt off, getting sparklers. And these aren't sparklers as we know sparklers, these are next door to flamethrowers. Getting drooped over his back while he's laid over the big bazooka, all showing Bushido, no emotion, no flinching of pain. Then it gets lit, and then all hell breaks loose.
The shrines are based on 16th century Japanese artillery and are followed by the handheld cannons. It's a chance for their holders to demonstrate Bushido courage.
I've never seen fireworks like that. Bazookas, massive, and the thrust they were giving, the recoil. The ground's moving. I'm not joking, the bloody ground's moving. Not for health and safety, is it? I have got the fireworks code here, and let me read the UK fireworks code. Never touch the fireworks. Stand well back from the bonfire. Never go near fireworks after it has been lit. Only one sparkler at a time. Wear gloves when holding a sparkler. Every one of those was broken. Everyone was broken, no doubt. And then my turn. Obviously, I'm a newcomer. They're not letting me go with a nuking bazooka, are they? And to be honest, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for that. The recoil, I'd have ended up wiping out half a Toyohashi. But they said, no, you can have a bit of a sparkler. Okay. A bit like a a sparkler on acid, right? Because it starts bloody sparking like Billy. And anyway, everyone else's around me has gone kaboom, but I'm still holding mine, and all the sparks are going up, and every bugger else's sparks are going down my neck, so I'm bloody trying to be all Bushido with the job. And I'm just waiting for it, I'm waiting for it. Kaboom, away she went. I thought, thank for that. Thank you. Yeah, quite a dramatic end to our time in Japan. That was a Brahmin time. Top, mega, El Fantastico. Scarred for life, mate. It's just so hard work to be Japanese. You know, all of the bowing. Thank you. But it's good that everyone's so polite. Konnichiwa. And this is another thing. How come Japan is so clean, yet there isn't a bin in sight? Is there? Arigato. The amount of nights I've spent walking around with chip trays and bloody takeaway, I can't find anywhere to put them. I don't know, the thing that sort of overrides all of this is the Japanese bogs, innit? My God. That's what I'm doing when I get home, boy. I'm trying to find a 240-volt version of a Japanese bog. One last bow? No, I've had enough of bowing, mate, honestly. I've had enough of bowing.